All right. Is that all you guys have to say for this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. I've been waiting for this one for a real long time because, yes, on one hand, we got Liverpool, top of the league, Kaibo's favorite team, and on the other hand, we have Nottingham Forest, who are in tip-top shape, and our favorite team as a collective. And
Hmm.
this is uh this is like a championship battle. So
Yeah, for sure. And this is a championship battle, absolutely. I know we have, at least it seems like we aren't on the best form right now. We drew 2-2 against Relegation United, and we lost 1-0
Relegation
against
United is crazy.
against.
yeah,
I mean,
that's a
dude, come on. Objectively, it's true. It's true. And we lost 1-0 against. I mean, Tottenham. So clearly we aren't on the best form right now. However, Arne Slot's teams historically have played a lot better in the second half of the season. In fact, he went undefeated with Feyenoord um, in 2024. So I do believe that our form's going to pick up, right? Um, Again, this is a high level team, and we have played good against better teams this season. We really have. The first time we played against Nottingham, we didn't affect them. We didn't expect them to be that good. Let's be real.
Hmm.
I don't think anyone did, right? But
That's
now we
true.
know what we're going into, right? When we play City, we play good. When we play against Arsenal, we play good. When we play against Madrid, we play good, right? We had that stint where we had a bunch of top teams, and we beat them all, right? So we
Okay.
know what Nottingham's like now. So I really do believe that Liverpool, we can go in there and get a win.
Okay.
And I have a 3-2 win. I believe this is going to be a high scoring game.
All
wow.
right.
It's not
I
okay.
also have a 3-2 prediction, and I want to start off by talking about Mohamed Salah. Um, I think there's a very good argument to say that this guy is the best player in the world right now. And
Easily.
there are also, I mean, he said that this is his last year for Liverpool, and obviously
Okay, he can
there's a
say.
window of opportunity. Okay, hang on, no, let me finish. There's a window of opportunity for that to not be true, but he's clearly stressed about his future at Liverpool, and I think after that breaking news, it's showing. In that match against United, I think we can objectively agree his head was not fully in the game. He was not playing well. He was making bad decisions. He wasn't attacking
Nope.
as much as he usually does.
Disagree. Disagree.
Really?
I
Okay.
respectfully
Wait,
disagree.
what?
I don't believe you just watch enough Liverpool games. If you look at a lot of Mo Salah's games, this guy, like, a lot of the time, a lot of games he will play like that, right? I'm a Mo Salah fan, but a lot of times he is not very attacking. He's not very aggressive, right? But all he ends up doing is just, scoring a pen or scoring a tap in, and then people say he has a decent game, right? Mo Salah, a lot of the time, yes, he will be sort of has like that, and that's just an on and off thing. Right, it's just this year he has been a lot more aggressive, but that's just a one-off thing, and I don't believe that's because of that interview.
Okay, well, well, I don't understand the logic. I understand sometimes that's a tactical playstyle, but in the specific context of you're playing United at home, their weakness, as we all know, is their center backs. Why not go for it in that situation?
I'm sure he was
He
trying to go for it.
he's
No,
just
but like Kaibo and I were both agreeing he was not all that very attacking in that match.
he was
Uh,
not, absolutely he was not. But
I
to
mean,
be honest with you, I think that it's that's I don't know. Like, to be honest with you, like, he's had a lot of questionable games like that too. I don't feel like it's the fact that because United's weakness is that, like, it's just his form goes up and down. It's just as simply as that. Like, I don't think there's any deeper explanation.
Well, okay, perhaps this is a one-off, but the fact that it's just so happened to align with that, I mean, let's call a spade, the bombshell news. I feel like there might be a bit more than just, one game he happened to have bad form. I feel like there might be a little bit more there.
I
But
mean, go ahead.
that's just one thing I wanted to say. I would say that Kaibo talked about how Liverpool has beaten all of the giants of the Premier League, you know, but I would say that, Liverpool, you're up 6 points, you're a game in hand, but not to be a Debbie Downer, but I mean, you beat City when they were down bad. You beat Chelsea before they reached peak Chelsea form. You drew Arsenal. You beat Real Madrid before they figured out how to tactically play with their transfers. I think I think it's definitely fair to say that in the second half of the season, whether or not you win those matches, you can definitely still win all those matches, but it will not be as easy for you as it was in the first half of the season. I think you would agree with me on that, right? Like same
Yeah,
teams will
I
be
yeah,
better this in the
yeah,
second half.
yes, for sure. Yeah,
So
okay.
that's so I think Liverpool, it's like even now, they're definitely arguably the best team in the world. But on the other hand, you're looking at Nottingham. This team is playing at home. This team, I would say, from the steps December of 2024 to now, Nottingham Forest have been the best team in the world. I know this is an extremely hot take, but they have won literally every game, and they've like barely even conceded a single goal in this like 7 or 8 game stretch. Like there's it's one thing to win all of these matches. It's another thing to be that defensively sound and that dominant in tactically in all those games. I the only teams that I've seen that be able to do that recently are like Liverpool this season, Madrid last season, City in their prime. Like this is definitely a unique team. Whether or not they win the title is another story, but this is a once in a generation team. And you know what? I believe in miracles. I believe that every so often there is once in a decade there is a team that goes out there and makes a true story. You know, there is like there's a Cinderella run, there's a Ted Lasso esque team, and I would say this, if Liverpool unless Liverpool are just truly an undefeatable team, the one team that can defeat them is a team playing at home on the best form in the entire world. They have literally zero. I mean this zero obvious weaknesses. I mean, literally, for example, their center backs Milinkovic and Malero pair together so perfectly. They have so many avenues of attack. Chris Wood has been dominant, and then as soon as you sub him off, you have Owoni, who is just incredible at neutralizing center backs with his physical aggression. So I think again, miracles can happen, and I agree with Kaibo. This is going to be a 3-2 game, and I think Nottingham will be the team that scores 3 goals.
Like, no, but
Yo,
like,
I'm sorry,
y'all
dude.
legit reasoning.
That is not. I do not know what I just. Bro, wow. Okay, so that's the easiest times three multiplier that I've ever seen ever.
Wait, really?
Well,
Really?
Kaibo.
Easily
Well,
times
Is
Kaibo,
this
I think
that easy, bro?
Kaibo, I look back and think about all the times you put in a times two, a times three, even once a times six every time I refuse to disrespect Nottingham Forest. And at some point, I mean, this team literally, like, they have won every game in dominating fashion, like all of their last 8 games in dominating fashion. At some point, the disrespect has to stop. At some point, you have to acknowledge that at
They're
least
legit.
right now, presently, January 11th, 2025, this is the best team in the world.
I'll acknowledge it if they beat
And I'm
us.
gonna give and that's why I'm gonna give you a times three multiplier as well.
Wow. Okay. I do want to say though.
Okay.
Do you want to say though? Our team, we are going to show up, and I promise you that. Okay. You
I
saw
know
that.
you're gonna show up, man. I'm not saying this will be easy. I'm
I just
saying this
want
is
to
gonna be
say
a 5 goal thriller.
this game, you'll see why Trent is generational. Literally today in the FA Cup in the FA Cup game, right against Accrington Stanley, that beautiful goal that he scored, he is going to be like that. Okay, Mohamed Salah, he will be attacking right after that shit show, against Man United, he will be back. Virgil van Dijk will be back in 2019 prime form, right? Like, dude,
You're
we will be
well,
untouchable.
those are assumptions, and what I would say to that is that also in this
Chris,
match, you're going to see prime Chris Wood playing like the best striker in the Premier League right now. You're
Yeah, and
going to see
Virgil
Anthony
van Dijk
Elanga
will
in his
absolutely
prime.
lock him down. I'm
No, no,
sorry,
no. And
dude.
you're gonna see Tino Awoni subbed on in the 70th minute, and he is going to be too strong for the Liverpool defense to handle. You're going to see Liverpool can have all the set piece opportunities in the world, but you're going to see a player like Milinkovic completely knocked up, locked down all of the aerial threats that Liverpool has. You're going to see Hudson Odoi and Anthony Alega prove why they belong in the Premier League and show that this Nottingham wing attack is deadly. They have the wing attack of Brighton. They have a striker that is generational. They have the defense of a Premier League winning side. And you can say what you want about Liverpool's history, about how all of these players are experienced and they've been here and done that. But you know what? Nottingham Forest has been there and done that as well. And while the players that won the Champions League 50 years ago may not be here physically, the spirit of this team is strong, and that is
Oh
undeniable. And
my
you have seen it
god,
throughout the Premier League season this year. You
I
that is
bet
cannot
the
deny it.
players from back then
We've
horrendous.
all seen it.
are watching.
Look, man, look. I do wish Nottingham Forest the best, right? I hope. can win like the fucking Champions League next year or something. That'd be funny. But this year's ours. Okay, this is our year. Let us enjoy what we have this year. You can do whatever you want next year.
I'm
Next year, I
sorry.
don't give a
I'm
fuck.
sorry. I'm sorry that Arne Slot's special season has been overshadowed by the most incredible miracle season of any team in the Premier League in 10 years. But that's just the reality. That's what Nottingham Forest is right now. And if you open your eyes to the truth, that I mean, whether or not they win this game, whether or not they win the Premier League, this is the story in the Premier League of the decade.
Yeah.
Um, Look, I feel
Okay.
like you're very biased because you're a Leicester fan, and I can tell that. I can see that. You know,
Okay. I
the
don't. But I.
I,
You may say that. But I don't think it is controversial at all to say that this is the best storyline of any Premier League team this decade. Like I genuinely, like what I if it's not this team, what do you think it is?
um 2020 Liverpool.
Okay, dude. But like, can I be so for real though?
No,
Everybody like that was not all that surprising though. To be fair,
no,
like
I disagree.
this is
I
you
feel
guys
like
literally just came off of winning the Champions League.
no, but I feel like that was the hardest Premier League ever won because it was the COVID
I
year.
cannot you cannot say that a season that was literally barred by COVID was the
Yeah,
hardest season ever won.
no, that's
That
why
Premier
it
League
was the
was
hardest
more of
season
an
ever won.
asterisk. That was more of an asterisk
No, 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 no,
than a.
Wait, but like hardest season ever won does not necessarily mean that's the best story.
That's
dude.
also true.
Really?
Because I'm
All
just
right. We'll
saying
see. We'll see.
What Liverpool was doing could have been predicted by people that had the foresight. There is no amount of foresight and prognosis that would have allowed you to predict Nottingham to play as well as they have this year.
Think
Okay.
about it. Did anyone say that 2020 Liverpool was gonna finish 20th at the start of the season?
Yeah, did anyone say 2020 Liverpool was getting relegated? I don't think so.
All right. Okay. I mean,
But
sure,
guess
but
what, Kaibo? You yourself, you personally said 6 months ago that this team was going to be 20th in the Premier League,
I
and
did.
look where they are now, title contenders.
Okay.
More than halfway through the season.
All right. Sure. Let's see if they're actual title contenders. Let's see if they can play an actual. Because by the way, they haven't won against any strong other
They
than
literally
us.
beat you. They
No, 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 no,
literally
no. They
already
did.
beat you
They
at
did.
Anfield.
They did. Yes. However, what I'm trying to say is we were not ready, and admittedly, we were not ready at all. Right? No one expected Nottingham Forest, especially at that time of the year. Nottingham Forest were not like up there. Right? They weren't a team that people expected to stay at the top of the Prem. Right? So we didn't expect that. Right? But every other time they've played a top team, right? They have not won. Because when people know who they're playing against, when they know they're playing against a top flight team, Nottingham Forest crumble.
No, but to be fair, they've only gotten steadily better and better as the season has progressed.
All right,
They
so
played
let's
most of the
see.
strongest teams in the league. No, but they played most of the strongest teams in the league very very early on. The one exception to that I think would be City, but in that game they didn't play their best squad either because of the squad rotation that had to happen. And even then, they have dropped points to the best teams, and I don't think that we will expect that. I don't think we should expect to see that again. But I will counteract that by saying that sure they may have dropped points there, but they've compensated by literally winning every single game without exception that they were supposed to. They beat they beat United. They beat Aston Villa. Like I would say that of the top four, by far the team that has dropped the least points that they weren't supposed to is Nottingham Forest. And
Agreed. You know, you're right. You're right. But I want to see them play against a top team. Now that they are informed,
sure,
right? Now
but
that
I think
people know who Nottingham Forest are, I want to see them play against a top team and win. And they have
okay, well
not yet proved
I'm
that.
giving them the benefit of the doubt for now.
All right, and I'm not. I feel like their past records speaks for themselves. Okay, and I don't feel like when people know what Nottingham Forest is, when people know what they're going against, they crumble. That's all. They will beat teams that are worse than them. They will not beat teams that are better than them.
Kaibo, stay humble. Stay
Come on.
humble, eh? Stay humble.
Okay, we should definitely move on. But I think that was a good segment though.
A good
It will
second.
be
That was a really
it
good
will definitely
segment.
be a very close
We
game though.
we provided a lot of excitement there.
Yes, but it will
You know,
definitely be a
hopefully
very close game though. We can both agree that would be very high scoring. So
Yeah.
game of the week. Game of the week.